Okay, go. Perfect.
Steve here again to challenge you further, challenge the core. We're into level 2 right now. So all the exercise we did before, we're building a foundation. Everything comes back. It doesn't matter how good an athlete you are, or if you're somebody who's just trying to get off the couch. It all comes down to mechanics. We all have the same bodies that have the same mechanical movements. The only difference is when you see somebody that moves better as a better athlete, they've learned to move efficiently. That's what we're doing here. How to move as efficiently as possible. Which again, I'm always going to reference that foam rolling. The more foam rolling you do, the more efficient you move, the more athletic you'll move. And I'm sure you're really going to appreciate that. I know it can be a little intense. All right, first exercise we're going to do are our squats. The difference now is, as we get our hips back, is my left hand's going to grab my left toe, and I'm going to reach up here and really open up that thoracic part. So I'm feeling my glutes, feeling all my back muscles here. Then I'm going to stand up. I'm going to come back down again, grab my right toe, and extend my right arm as much as I can. Really feel that thoracic part, that mid to upper back, really firing there. And then stand back up, go back down again, grab with my left. Feel that nice opening. You can always get your arms parallel to the ground again if you want, so that way you know that you're staying in your glutes. Come back down again, grab that toe. Read, you feel amazing opening. This will open up your body like crazy. Fantastic move. Okay, next thing we're going to do is a bridge. This time single leg. Add a little more challenge, add a little bit more spice. So again, we line the feet up the way we did. And if you have a light ball, you can use this. You don't have to use a ball if it's too challenging. But again, this gives us awareness of where we need to be. Some squeezing. You also notice that this leg that's in the air is an extension of this one here. It's not lower or higher. That's the beauty of the ball. So I'm going to lift my hips up, back down. Squeeze up. So I'm squeezing the ball, squeezing my glutes, bracing my abdominals, back down. So then to change sides, I just have one foot hinge down, the other foot hinge up, and I'm coming up. Good. And again, really squeezing, feeling the control. We're doing everything for a minute, this time in all these exercises. And we're taking anywhere between 30 and 45 seconds rest. Okay, next thing we're going to do is a lunge with a medicine ball. So again, we're going to focus on that back lunge. So you can use a light ball for this. So as I step back, I'm going to open up my chest, squeeze my shoulder blades together. Everything's opening. Now again, if you have a heavy medicine ball, you can always use a stability ball here. No weight here. See how everything is opening up my body, feeling a huge stretch, front of my thigh here, feeling my back open up. That thoracic, again, we're trying to really target that the key to posture is getting these muscles to fire and these muscles to fire. Okay, so after we do a lunge with either a stability ball or medicine ball, we're going to do a ball plank. So yes, we've been doing planks on the ground, and if we're ready to graduate, we come up. Now, if you want to transition it, anytime you don't want to do the ball in the middle of the room, you can put it next to a wall. So I just hold it right here, squeezing. And then when you feel ready, walk yourself out. You can start a little higher if you want, and then you can squeeze the glutes, brace the abdominals. If you're hugging it in here, probably not working too hard. You know, ideally you want to get your elbows under your shoulders, get your lats engaged, and you're squeezing here. And we're just holding. The goal is a minute. That's okay if you do 15 seconds, you build up to 30, 45. The main thing is you want to feel your abdominals the whole time in your glutes. If you ever start feeling your low back, that means you're getting too tired. You can always look at yourself in the mirror, and if you start seeing a big banana, it's a good indication to stop. Okay, now after we do the ball plank, we're going to do single leg squats. So we did single leg squats. We did some variation to that. We did more of an extension with one leg here, here. Now the goal is we're trying to get our hip back. You know, if we can't go all the way down, maybe we just touch our thigh, our knee, our shin. Maybe I can get all the way down, touch my toe. It's okay to waver a little bit. We're using everything. We're really developing our balance here. Hips going back. So we'll call it at 30 seconds. We'll do 30 seconds one leg, 30 seconds the other leg. Next we're going to do our ball climbers. So we just did that plank in the ball to get that awareness. Feeling pretty good. Now we're going to bring a knee in. See if we can touch it. Maybe the knee only goes partially in. That's fine. Eventually we'll bring it in a little more. And then eventually the beauty of this exercise is that as you get more comfortable, you can go faster and faster. If you can do this hard for a minute, tremendous for your conditioning. But in the beginning, we'll just go slower. Anytime you need to stop and rest, and then resume. You'll always be able to look at the clock and the screen to see exactly where you are. Something you can grow into. Next thing we're going to do are single leg walkouts. Now you remember in the first video, we did double leg walkouts, right? Now we're going to balance on one leg, and remember we just did those single leg squats. So hip goes back. So you notice the foot that's floating stays next to the other one. So anytime I need to put it down, I can. Okay? And then once we're here, we're going to walk ourselves back. Foot's there. And I'm going to stand up. So the goal is, if you need to change every one for a minute, that's fine. Maybe we'll build up to the fact, we'll call it at 30 seconds, see how many you can do 30 seconds, and then do the other side. If you need to do 2 on one side, 2 on the other, that's fine. As long as you have something that's consistent and that you do an equal amount on both sides, just because we want to stay balanced. After the single leg walkouts, we're going to do a side, front, side plank. We're going to start off with the front plank, because that's something we're familiar with. So we're in our front plank here. I'm going to take my left arm and bring it so it's perpendicular to my right one. Now the wider my feet, the easier it is. The closer they are, the harder it is. So if I roll on top here, this is the most challenging. I'm squeezing my glutes. I can have my hand here. I can reach up here. I can modify here if I need to. If my feet are wider, I got a bigger base of support. Whatever feels best to you. And then I put the arm down, put my arms parallel again. Now the right arm is perpendicular to the left one. I rotate here. Maybe I want it harder. I lift the foot up here. Squeeze the shoulder blades. I'm not super reaching here. I'm reaching from the sky. I want to open again from my thoracic, pinch my shoulder blades together, not reach from my shoulder. That's critical. So again, I come down parallel, I change. And once I change here, I'm reach up to the sky, come down, change my arms, go up to the other side. So, as you're doing this, go at a speed that you're comfortable with. As you get better and better, you can go faster and faster. But remember, it's all about control. If you want to be able to do something quickly, you first have to be able to do it slow and controlled. A lot of times people can do things quickly, but they can't do it slow and controlled. But we have to learn that awareness in our body and how things are moving properly in order to do that safely. So after we do the planks, we're going to do a 3-way medicine ball press. So you can grab any med ball that you have. You could use a basketball if you wanted to, a soccer ball, a ball inflated, not partially inflated. And in this one, we're going to keep the ball here. So I'm going to squat down, and then I'm going to extend the ball up. So everything bends together, everything extends together. So I'm here, and then I'm going to go to my right, press it up. See the way I'm really pressing through ankle, knee, and hip here? So I'm getting a little rotation here, still bracing my abdominals. Then I go to the other side. Then I go to the middle. Now in the middle, if you want, if you're feeling good, you come up on your toes. We're just going through. Back to the middle. Back to the side. Back to the middle. Back to the side. So we're just going through that movement the whole time. Notice everything bends together. Everything extends together. Okay. Again, we're trying to feel that thoracic opening. Stabilizing your core all the time. Stabilizing your pelvis. After we do the med ball press, we're going to do a single leg touchdown. So we talked a lot about getting our back flat, especially when we're doing like hamstring stretches. So I'm going to stand on my left leg. I want to get my back as flat as possible. So however much I need to stand on my balancing leg, I bend it. But I want to think about my hip going back, so my weight's on my heels. My back's flat. I'm just going down, controlling it. I can touch the ground. Eventually, we're going to try just doing a T here. But to start out with, we're just going to be here, and then bring the knee up. We're just balancing. Here. You don't even have to go down and touch the ground if you don't want to. But see, I'm keeping my back as flat as possible. And then eventually, this is a fantastic stretch. And then we'll go to the other side. You're always going to have one more dominant side than the other. So you notice that this knee comes up, and I might bobble a little bit. That's normal, because I'm learning to control it. Flatten the back as much as you can. Bring the knee up. As you can see, it gets a pretty good sweat on. But the T part, we'll save that for another more advanced part. And then the last thing we're going to do for our workouts is the groiners with stability ball. Now you did this in the first one. The difference is, we're going to see if we can pick up the pace. If you're not ready, just move a little faster here. Eventually we'll see. And again, we're going to do this for a minute, so you're going to get a little bit more challenge. Get your heart rate up nicely and give you a nice, beautiful stretch. Now we go back to the ball series of the stretches. So we're going to get into our quad. Squeeze those shoulder blades together. You're going to lock those hams. Really open everything up. Tip the tailbone under, squeeze the glutes, feel that great stretch. And then however you want to change, you can. I'm just matching up here. If you need to do it differently, by all means. Tip that tailbone under, squeeze the glutes, brace the abdominals. Then we're going to come down, go back to our right side again. Give ourselves a nice stretch. Oh yeah, that feels good. And then go to the other side. As you can see, I've got a good sweat on here. This will do wonders for you. Good. Boy, that feels really nice. Then we'll have a seat in the ball. Again, flat back. Reach in here. Grab your toes. You can extend your legs, still keep your back flat. Point your toes, flex your toes. Good. Feel that traction in the back. And then go for another one where you get your knees beside your forearms, really get a nice stretch. This is a little balance here. Remember this in the first one. Again, you could have the ball against the wall if you needed to. Great hip stretch. See if you get your elbows past your knees wherever you are. You might be super flexing, that's easy. And then do the other side. Again, there's usually going to be one side that's easier than the other, but that's something you can just keep working on. Oh, that feels good. And then we'll go immediately into stretching the back. Let everything open up. That feels fantastic. And then we'll do one last one. Again, you can be on your palms, knife hands in the back of your hands. Let everything open up in here. Feel that nice stretch. And you'll feel like your posture has been realigned. And there you go.